Yo, welcome back to Face.TV, Starseries 11. I'm DK, this is Hos. We got ourselves the last match of tonight. It's going to be TLR once again. They just defeated A Gaming. It was a bit closer than the score reflected, but generally it was pretty solid.
Yep.
And now they're up against NIP on the same map, Cash. So this is going to be cool.
It really will. We've seen both teams tonight already play Cash. NIP drew with LDLC 15-15. And as you said, we saw the Lone Rangers take their match against A Gaming on this map.
Time for some knifey, as we see Lone Rangers charging into mid. And of course, we've seen how important it is to be CT on this CT start, really. I mean, it's just the stronger side. It's, I think Devil was saying it's close to a 10-5. That's what we've been seeing recently. And yeah, generally speaking, things are going very interestingly for the Lone Rangers. We saw basically a variety of solid setups for them. I feel like NIP is the team to defeat what they were doing, because they were going for a lot of picking setups, and they were going for a lot of aim duels and stuff like that. And I feel like NIP are going to punish them so much harder than A Gaming were punishing them. And I feel like NIP will be less shy as well than A Gaming as well on some of these situations, on some of these pushes. And the Lone Rangers are going to struggle much more. Well, okay, I'm not a genius to say, oh, they're going to struggle against NIP. But yeah.
Yeah. If any team's going to shut down the Lone Rangers, it's going to be NIP. Currently, NIP are 4-0 in the SLTV group, whereas the Lone Rangers are all even after that last match, going 2-2 with losses to MyXMG, and I can't remember the other one, but they have beaten A Gaming and Orbit. So NIP looking to continue their win streak, going unbeaten here against the UK team. As,
I love the chat here from the players. Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure you guys all saw that, so I don't need to repeat it, but that's pretty hilarious. Anyways, so NIP are going to be on the CT side. I feel like NIP, obviously, their T strats. I think that's when Lone Rangers are really going to have a much easier time when they're the CT side. I think NIP's T stood out, but they're going to be going for the slow push towards A main right now, and we're gonna get Forest with a quick peek here, and
oh wow,
like
he gets the second one.
Oh, Forest goes with the triple, and that's all he's gonna get, but that should surely be enough to finish off these players. Looks like they are fighting back though. Fearless with 4 points of health. Oh, just the slow tracking into his head there as he jumped up, launched himself into the air, and we get a 1-0.
That was so easy for NIP to read. It was the exact same pistol round that the Lone Rangers did versus A Gaming, so it was probably fresh in NIP's mind, with Weber going round towards Squeaky, everyone else coming out of A main, and Forrest read it straight up. He got the initial pick in main, then turned straight away to Squeaky to dink Weber, and then the third came in as well. So really nicely played from Nip.
This Fearless guy seems pretty sick, I gotta say so far. Going to be very interested to see how that develops. I'm going to see the very easy defense here from NIP, as generally speaking, the Lone Rangers were going for some picks here and there. I mean, they didn't have a concerted effort, just like all converging in one spot to try to take one of the sites for the quick plant. And let's see, I think RattlesnK has his flash here. He actually does get a kill onto Forest. Aerial forklift. Can he toss the flash in? But actually going to get the kill. They could just get the bomb down right now. Get right and Xizt just cycling in from the B side, but the bomb will go down. They killed 2 players. Oh, that was so close. So close to denying the bomb plot, and Fearless is now left alone. He's not going to be able to do too much, surely. And there's 2 players left for NIP, but that was massively damaging. That looked all over. But then Forest goes down out of nowhere.
Yep, and it just opened up the bomb site. We got the Lone Rangers got the bomb down, so that's $800 in the bank. Forced 3 rebuys. Xizt there, able to switch his P90 out to an M4, so essentially he made money off of that round. And we're seeing a second round AWP from Fifflaren. This is interesting because he could have just gone and rebought a CZ again because he's not up against armor. But I'm assuming he thought that because of that buy, that the Lone Rangers have armor, they have some guns, but they actually committed pretty heavily. And Fifflaren picking up the first frag there onto Fearless.
They're keeping Fifflaren pretty safe. I mean, it's looking pretty solid right now for NIP. They do get the first pick there onto Fearless, and the pistol is just going to come in onto B right now. So we already got Xizt behind the smoke. He's actually going to get a little bit closer. There goes the nade into that smoke. Xizt with the spray down, and Get Right going to get the last one, supporting his teammate as he should. And what will be interesting is obviously the next round now, as we're going to see the Lone Rangers go for the buy. Are we going to see an AWP on Fearless? He has the cash for it. He's going to grab it. Okay, so Fearless, being so far what seems to be almost the Kenny S of the Lone Rangers, as he's turning out to be. Where is the pick going to come? Is he going to go for the timing towards mid or B? Looks like it's going to be B, and let's see if he's going to get something from this.
Then jump across, land, not find anything because there's smoke there. Could have gone for that there, but of course he didn't know there was anything there. But some players just go for a quick shot anyway, just to maybe a warning shot. And Xizt now spraying through the smoke, assisted by his teammates with the flashbangs, with the grenades coming in as well. Release now setting up, because we saw it earlier. I'm not quite sure what game it was, but there's a cheeky boost on the site where you can look over. That's now Fearless trying to get some control on mid, drops down Fifflaren, and that's the AWP down for NIP. And Xizt is now smoked off by Release. Not quite sure if Release wants to challenge this just as a bit of a distraction, whilst Weber does actually tag up Friberg through the door there. So he's down to 80, and it's a good start here for the Lone Rangers.
Yeah, it looks like Fifflaren going down, the opportunity created by Fearless with the quick pick into mid, cycling that up back around. And now they're ready after doing a lot of pick damage as well. You can see that Friberg's a little bit softened up through the door. They're ready to make the play for a bit of a mid take here. And this could set up into the A split. So looking for the A split, we're going to see the grenades going into mid right now. They're going to be trying to take this position. They burst open the vents, keep the players on the B side for the time being, as they go wrapping around for the split. RattlesnK with a big double up mid, and he's going to just charge up short now as Release bursts through forklift position onto the bomb site from two sides. Get Right goes down. We have Xizt now by himself on the lonesome, going to be making his way around the flank on the A main position, but he's going to be 1 against 4 right now with this M4. It doesn't look so good for him, but he's going to be able to pick up a first kill with that M4 Howl. And going to just get ready with the flash there. Pop flash. Very nice pop flash from Xizt. Going to try to force his way in. Forklift doing a lot of damage. They're all getting really weak at the moment. Xizt might be able to actually pull something off here. Does take down Fearless, doing loads of damage. Has himself on the bomb. He could actually get the defuse here. Is he going to get it? Is he? Oh, he won't get it. Just 1 second more, and he would have got it. But excellent effort from Xizt there. Excellent.
Definitely so. It came really close. 1 second left there. Got rushed down by both players. The Lone Rangers realized that he had a kit and time was running out, and they managed to salvage that right at the last. And Fearless has this AWP in his hand still. He's going to be a 3-man push out of mid here. Fifflaren just sitting on a 5-7. After that big AWP buy wasn't too effective. And Fearless, not entirely sure what that is, but he got a headshot on Fifflaren. Still not a big loss for NIP. He did only have a pistol, but manpower-wise, they're one less.
Yeah, that position on the boost, not easy to deal with sometimes, and we're going to see that Lone Rangers going to slow things down again. They did this. They used the time for this, for more pick opportunities, as they did the previous round, and we'll have to see now where the push comes in. Before they favored the A split, the up mid to A split it worked out really nicely. RattlesnK came out huge. This round, they can go for the same thing. Looks like they're actually pushing into A slowly, and RattlesnK going to find first contact on Forest. At the back of the site, Get Right going to spot a player. It's going to be released towards B storage. So still they are keeping close to B, close to A, but it does look like we can see that the A push will be in soon.
Get Right now going towards B storage. Spots out Release. Is going to get the frag. So he clears out the B side. Friberg now going to get a frag onto Weber as he enters the site. Flashbang going across. hudzG now reveals himself, gets taken down by Forest, in fact, there. So that's going to be a big loss, as it's now Fearless. 1 versus 3, misses a shot. It's very unlike him from what we've seen this evening. As he's now going to slowly creep round. Great flick shot.
His reactions are pretty sick. Going to go for the fake defuse. Oh, misses the no-scope, and he won't get another opportunity to fire off a shot. But very scary reactions on this guy. Very noticeably faster than the average top-level player, actually. And very fun to watch, I gotta say. He's got a nice little knife there as well. Yep. Flip knife fade, or whatever it is.
Yep.
Nice.
It's very shiny. As now Fifflaren has the AWP that he picked up from Fearless at the end of the last round. So the Lone Rangers all on pistols. Going to be rushing towards this. Haven't quite made their mind up yet. Hovering towards A. In fact, it's RattlesnK all by himself right now with the remaining 4 holding back. It looks like they're over towards boost spot. But Friberg patiently waiting. There's no need for NIP to go aggressive here. We've seen from Overpass they're a very defensive side. From when they played LDLC earlier, they played their CT side rather defensive too. And it worked for them. There's no need for them to change it up.
They're actually going to make their way up mid here with a couple players. And in they go. Friberg with the flash over. They're going to get, it seems like shooting fish in the barrel there for NIP as they gun them down on those pistols. And looks like this shouldn't do too much. They will actually take down Friberg, but it looks like Forrest has things under control there. So they only lose 1 player to the eco, which is definitely acceptable there for NIP. As they start to build that bank, and things will definitely begin to get more and more difficult for TLR, unless they're able to actually in the next round or 2 start doing some severe damage here to NIP. I mean, at the very least, they've got to look to try to kill 3 players in this round, at the very least here. And want to see if they're able to do that. I'm going to see Fifflaren in middle once again.
Just going to smoke it off this time round, which forces the player to come through boost, which is exactly where Fearless is, alongside RattlesnK. Get right, preparing here with Xizt. There it is on the B side, and there we go. The pop flash goes out. Fearless ready and waiting. Spots Fifflaren just toying with each other. Fifflaren does drop RattlesnK. The bomb goes down as well, but Fearless does return it as Forrest is waiting around the corner for hudzG. 1 player by Sandbags. Nice. There we go. It's those reactions coming in again. Get right gets dropped by release. So 3 versus 2 now in favor of the Brits. Incendiary grenade, Molotov rather, going to stop them pushing through vents, which means they have to go into the clutches of Friberg or back and go defensive.
Nice pick off from Friberg there. We got release there to just throw the flash over. He's got to get the bomb now. This is a big job that's been done by Friberg. But it does look like Xizt is going to be alone. He's got 2 players to play against. He knows roughly where the bomb is. He might just find one here. He's going to take the bomb down again. Good stuff there for NIP. Turning a potentially terrible situation to something very manageable and in the favor of Xizt as Weber edges onto the angle. He knows he's there, but Xizt is too quick and he will secure the round for NIP. So good crisis management here from NIP. A very timely peak from Friberg. And we are going to see that the Lone Rangers are on an eco once more. And it seems as if NIP are doing very well against the kind of picking-oriented style that the Lone Rangers have been putting forth. They are mixing in some good area control with good team play and grenades here, our TLR. But NIP, they are they're pretty damn good, so they are dealing with it as it should be dealt with. And a lot of rounds are close, but NIP pulling away now.
And we're going to see the slow walk towards this A side. The smoke is there. The nade coming in, hitting 3 players up as now it's a shooting gallery for Friberg and Forrest. They get 3, 4 now. And there we go. Everything came in there. 4K on Forrest. Friberg getting the first one of the round, however, as now NIP take the 6-round lead, and we see Fearless picking up this AWP again. See what magic he can work. The rest of his team only on AKs. Still, though, the economy for NIP, it's not looking too great considering how far ahead they are.
Yeah, certainly, NIP are definitely in a good position, though, regardless. You know, you're going to see the very defensive posture from Lone Rangers once again to make sure they don't get caught up by any aggressive mix-ups from NIP. Great fighting game community term used in fighting games very often that I think is very applicable to CS as well. And standard stuff here for NIP so far, the bread and butter, as the Lone Rangers are looking for something to pick right now. There is perhaps contact to be found soon over towards B. Xizt going to take the opportunity as the flash, he got pop flashed out there as the smokes came in, but unfortunately he didn't get the angle to use with it. But it's good team play once again from NIP to hold on to these positions, and so far they aren't giving at all. And TLR are still trying to work on what the avenue of attack should be, but they're running out of time with 50 seconds left in the round. They've got to start to build something now. They still don't have any control of the map.
No, they don't, as Fifflaren still here in mid, going to pick off Fearless. So that is a big threat down for NIP, and the round should most likely follow, but hudzG, definitely a big threat as he gets the headshot onto Fifflaren. So 4 versus 4 now, 30 seconds left. The Lone Rangers need to commit to a site, and it looks like they're going to have to go to this B side.
Going to Xizt there on the angle towards CT. So he's going to be able to actually spam down one with that M4. The smoke does get dropped, but perhaps a little bit too late now as all of the NIP members come in. Just gutting the Lone Rangers right now. bomb in the middle of the site, and Weber's just going to chill all the way back towards Squeaky. He's just going to hold on to the AK. He's clutching it for dear life. Wants to keep it. And we can quickly check the situation here on the money. Obviously, Weber's going to be fine, and his team is going to be able to buy. And NIP looking very good on the money as well. 8-1. Some of these rounds are looking really close. It's like TLR have, in many rounds, created opportunities, but NIP just haven't been faltering on the clutch situations.
Yeah, and you really don't expect NIP to fail in those situations, in those 1 versus 1s, like the Xizt versus Weber situation, where Xizt just held his own. Do you want to just press escape quickly so we can see the guns? There we go. So we can see what everyone has. Fifflaren still with that AWP. Weber, he's been in this position so often. NIP should expect it. It's where Weber seems to just play his T side, as he's going to get wallbanged down by Friberg. Opens the door and then goes and faces. Easy pickings there for Friberg. Switches M4 out for an AK-47 and a man down already. This isn't looking good for the Lone Rangers.
They're going to be trying to challenge up short as well. They don't have anyone towards A main either, so this is going to be hard to actually funnel through that one choke point without any other point of contact or any avenue other than that to work with. And it looks like they're going to back away to the B split, which is really nice now because NIP are kind of threatened very heavily towards the A split. They are cognizant that that is a very possible strategy here for this round from the Lone Rangers, but we can see that the B split is very, very live right now. In goes RattlesnK here, and he might just get the head of Xizt. Xizt with a very timely peek there, missing all the shots from RattlesnK and just jumping out with the kills. NIP are defending well so far, but the frags are returning. We've got one from hudzG, one from Fearless, as they do toss over the bomb onto the bomb site. hudzG should be able to plant that now, as the Lone Rangers are able to get the bomb down, but they are so pressured right now. Fearless comes in with the frag, but the combined strike from NIP, from Fifflaren and Forest, is definitely going to win them this round, and they will get the defuse for the 9-1 scoreline. And TLR just can't quite find it.
No, they really can't. They're getting the bomb down, but there was nothing after it, and here we see Getright picking up the good old auto sniper. So he's probably going to keep his distance. When they played against LDLC, we saw him pick it up a lot later into the game and used it towards the B side to try and get these quick picks and challenge those. And Fifflaren now going for this quick pick towards A main. He's not going to find anything just yet, as that is RattlesnK on boost. Forest has to misthrow that Molotov, I think, a little bit. Made RattlesnK stay up and kept the high advantage, got the headshot, as Friberg now pops open vents with his grenade. He knows that hudzG is there. He's not expecting release, I don't think. Okay, no release, just a little bit X-ray there. But hudzG still in this vent area. He's got all eyes on him. As Getright then takes down Fearless. hudzG dropped to Friberg. Release going to drop now as well. And 2 versus 4. It's not looking good as well, as it's now just RattlesnK. Mr. Sam Gorm picks up 1, picks up 2. It's 1 versus 2 now.
Let's see what he's able to accomplish there. It does go down as soon as I say that to Xizt. NIP, the very picture of consistency in this match against the Lone Rangers. And we're going to see potential. There's still potential for the Lone Rangers to save this half. If they're able to actually pick up at least 4 rounds, that's very doable on the CT side. We saw that previously, that NIP, they had their share of struggles on the T side, like a lot of teams on this map are starting to have. And as the understanding really starts to permeate the top scene. And of course, we're going to get the pistols coming in right now for the Lone Rangers as they try to do some amount of damage. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to be hard to break the bank of NIP this late into the half. It's not really going to factor in all that much. They've got to come out with a round win. Just evening up their money.
Ooh. Fifflaren attack down to 6 HP. They're lucky to survive with his life, as now RattlesnK wants to challenge it. Notice his vents are open. Weber's going to join him using this smoke, but that Molotov going to mean that he has to move away from that corner. Weber gets dropped because of it. RattlesnK does drop Forest, so that's 1 rebuy. As Getright's going to come around behind and drop RattlesnK Xizt. Easy pickings for him. 11-1 now, and this game looking very, very one-sided.
But if they're able to pick up the 3 rounds here, they definitely give themselves, again, a solid chance. Obviously, the setup has changed dramatically for NIP. They're rocking 2 AWPs and a Scar and Getright. So Forest with the AWP, I imagine, going to be doing A, and the Lone Rangers now have 2 ops as well, Fearless and RattlesnK. So this is going to be a pick battle of crazy proportions here with these AWPs. Let's see who's going to actually come out on top now. We've got Fearless peeking up the top. Oh, just barely whiffing the shot there onto Fifflaren. Gets the second one. Doesn't mess up a second time in a row. Here we go, though. We have ourselves an advantage for TLR in this round. And NIP, they are still, using a lot of snipers as well. They got the Scar and they got the AWP, so they aren't really going to want to be shy about those. They want to keep those at the ranges. So this is a very interesting dynamic between the CT and T sides on this map, and Xizt is actually going really close.
Using that smoke to its full effect, we now see Friberg coming in this mid area. Fearless, though, playing very patient. Misses the first shot again, tagged down to 11 because of it. And now Forest with this AWP looking towards A. Going to be able to stop anyone pushing in towards A main. But the B push is on. It's going to be 4 versus 2 on this site. We see Get Right chucking that nade. He's got fire in his hand as well to stop the push come in. We see it come out there. And the T say you have to go for it or fall back. And Get Right's fire gets 1. His auto sniper gets a second. Xizt getting 2 in there as well. And now it's just Fearless left. AWP versus Xizt. He's going to try and run away with this one. 19 seconds left. It's going to be a very long save. See if he can get any exits here. Might be able to get 1 there. Misses the shot again onto Xizt. And 12-1 now. The Lone Rangers, though, they should still be able to buy yet. They can still buy it, but 12-1, it could easily be 14-1 at the end of this round, end of this half, sorry.
NIP doing what they do best, reading the map very well and reacting appropriately. They knew that was coming way and allowed them to really prepare for it. We saw all the grenades in place, just creating the delay, creating more time for the rotation. Just perfect stuff from NIP in that round. And Lone Rangers going to lose RattlesnK at the start of this round. The mid battle is going the way of NIP so far. Looks like Lone Rangers going to just dart out of that smoke straight away. No flashes, nothing, just straight out dry. And there finally we see a flash, but hudzG is now a lone man. Does take down Fifflaren, but they've already lost 3 players. That 1-3 trade is not obviously optimal, and that grenade did a lot of damage though. But we'll have to see if Fearless and hudzG can scrap something together here. They are 2 versus 4, so this is doable, but Forest with a great shot. Oh, the no-scope as well. hudzG goes down, and NIP 13-1.
Not much else to be said except for the 13-1 scoreline. Last round of the half now. NIP dropping guns galore there as the Lone Rangers just barely put together a buy. We see the Fearless can't have an AWP. He has the next best thing in a scout. Going to be seeing him do some bouncy stuff with that, jumping around, trying to move around a lot. As Fifflaren will drop RattlesnK. Fearless, though, picking up the frag onto Fiffy. So 4 versus 4. Fifflaren, so that's the AWP gone for the Ninjas. As Forest now tries to battle for mid control. It's hudzG over towards Vent. We've seen him in this position before. Last time round, he did get dropped by Get Right. Xizt still holding this B side.
So Lone Rangers have a lot of stuff going for them right now. I mean, it's a 4 versus 4. They don't exactly have mid control though, so that's a little bit annoying because NIP can see what they're up to. And look at that, 3 shots from Forest onto hudzG, but the return from Fearless to Heady onto Forest to drop him on mid. Good stuff there, but Xizt and Get Right in a really good position to deal with anything coming towards B. And Lone Rangers looking like they are setting themselves up for the split on A. But look at this, Friberg going to spot there straight away. Goes down, another scout headshot found by Fearless. And now it's a 2-on-3 situation. And we'll have the terrorist side moving towards that bomb site very shortly. But Xizt is there on the angle. And again, Fearless? Are you joking? Seriously. Scout headshots for days. And we got ourselves a Get Right from A main. Sneaking up there.
Fearless on for a 5K. I'm pretty sure he scoped into this area, or at least he was. Gets tagged down by Get Right. Get Right anticipating the peak, sorry. As he's looking all over the site. Wow, very nice flick shot there onto release. As this fire is going to make Fearless move away. And there we go. Weber getting the frag onto Get Right. So they ended the half well, at least 13-2.
Yeah. It took a 4-kill from Fearless, just
with a scout.
All scout headshots. I mean, that's what it took, okay? So obviously they had a struggle through this half. They couldn't really understand how to effectively battle NIP. They had some close rounds. There was like some really close rounds. much like A Gaming had against the Lone Rangers.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's about winning the rounds at the end of the day, and 13-2 was the end result. So NIP go into the second half knowing that if they win the pistol round, the game is done and dusted, and they can all go home and enjoy themselves, drink a beer, and relax. And Lone Rangers, they're gonna have a steep climb, a climb that we know that they are capable of achieving on the CT side. We already saw a great CT side from them.
Yeah, we really didn't. Just quick look at the scoreboard there. Fearless 16-14. The only guy on the Lone Rangers who's going positive, but Xizt there. It hasn't felt like he's been too much in the action, but he's only died 3 times and picked up 20 frags.
He's been like he's basically been snacksing it up.
Yeah.
Around the B side, he's not playing the vents as much as Snacks does, but that generally is his vicinity of responsibility there. So good stuff. Good stuff from Xizt. And IP players always where they need to be for the team to win.
That's what it comes down to. Playing your position and relying on your team to do their thing. And it works out well. And that's what NIP do as Friberg pops out of vents. 0 mid control from the Lone Rangers as RattlesnK does go down. And now Fearless with the USP. Misses the first few shots. Unable to connect anything else as Release gets dropped now. Friberg will go down after hudzG. Fearless does pick up a headshot onto Xizt. 2 versus 3. Misses the next pick as he's trying to get onto this site. Looking to see if he can find anything there. Onto Forest. As Weber, he's gone up to get an advantage with this height position. Gonna peek in, gets tagged down. The aim punch not helping out at all as Weber gets dropped. It's all down to Fearless. 4 bullets left now. 1 HP. The odds are stacked against him. Every bullet counts. He's gonna peek round, not find anything on Forest. The best thing he can do now. I was gonna say.
It's really smart. Forest never had to peek there. It's really smart.
I was going to say that the best thing he could do was just force the NIP players to stay on that site and make sure that they died and that they lost all their armor. But hey, 14-2 now. Looks like Lone Ranger's going to be playing for the draw. It's going to be a very uphill climb if they're going to come anywhere close to it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be sad that we don't get to see them, playing some of their CD setups against NIP. That would have been very interesting. I would have just been very, very fascinated by it to see that. And see what would happen and so on. But regardless, we're going to see the quick opening kill from Friberg as they take middle. And obviously, there is no challenge with the pistols held by the Lone Rangers so far. And NIP just moving all the way in, going all the way in.
Yep, they've got all control here. And they're going to fall back towards vents. And Xizt just pre-firing. He's got nothing to lose from this. Pretty sure the CTs know exactly where NIP are coming from. Friberg gets the entry as he does best. Forest now trying to get 1 kill on upper. Gets both of them, in fact, on hudzG and RattlesnK. As it's now Weber versus the Wild. 1 versus 4. And a duel here with Get Right. Get Right. As his AK is called the Recoil Master. Holding it perfectly there. As it's now match point, we're seeing M4s being brought up. Famas is Fearless with his second favourite weapon, I guess, after that last round of the first half. And if they're going to do it, it needs to be now for the British side of the Lone Rangers. We'll see what they can do here. Weber going towards this A site as he does. Likes to play it more or less by himself with one player holding more short area.
All right, so we missed a lot of scout headshots. Are we going to see them now? Got to go to Fearless just to see if he can actually dazzle us once again with the scout. And I'm sure the 4 kills can go in some highlight reels. But we'll see NIP making their way up mid here. And Fearless, he can't really challenge anymore. He's certainly going to die if he does. And he knows that. He does fall back. But now this occupation from NIP means they can fall back to vents. They can fall back for the A split. They can do pretty much anything they want. That's the beauty of this. And TLR's rotation is delayed hugely because their information is denied for so long. And we're going to see Xizt going to peek onto the angle there deep. As RattlesnK actually reinforcing the position with Fearless, which is quite interesting. And looks like even getting a kill there. So NIP going to just push on forwards regardless. Evening up things. Forest
doing his thing, gets the headshot there onto RattlesnK. 4 versus 3, just 3 Famases remain. 2 players on this site. hudzG almost going down. He does pick up 1, but Release will fall. As hudzG switches out. 2 versus 2, 2 versus 1 now. It's not over just yet as Forest gonna turn, see what he can do. Misses the first pick. As now Weber will take him down. So they got a 3rd round on the board now. Said it was going to be an uphill climb. It's Time to show the audience what the Lone Rangers are made of. Can they keep these rounds going?
Problem is that they got no money. That's
Yeah.
like, it's really bad right now for them. They still have a massive disadvantage just because they have, okay, well they at least have an AK, but the scout's still on fearless. Like so there's that inherent disadvantage, and then the fact that there's just so many AKs to perform against the Enforced, which should put them in terms of picking really an advantage. But we're going to see a nice little boost here from RattlesnK, and RattlesnK going to go down. Weber, they should know that he's there. It's really smart Weber moves down from that position, because if RattlesnK got caught there, it's very likely they're going to realize someone's boosted there. So Weber now in a very hard position to deal with. We're going to see him try to defend against all of these oncoming players from NIP. The rotation is slowly drifting in here. Fearless with the first headshot with that scout in this round onto Forest, as Weber still ever watchful, has to turn to short. Mid was open, left open by Fearless, and that's going to mean that they're all going to go down. We're on release right now, over by the truck, and this could all end right here. 4 players, 4 Swedish players coming in, released with the first frag, and that's going to be all she wrote there for the Lone Rangers against NIP. And so now we have ourselves an answer of what would would happen when you put NIP against TLR on cash. But I would have, like I said, I was really fascinated to just see what would happen on the CT side, which is a bit easier for the Lone Rangers and NIP. But maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. But yeah, we've had a great night of Counter-Strike. 6 really good games. Unfortunately, the first one we couldn't we couldn't show in its full glory. But apart from that, it's been a really great night.
Definitely. So guys, you've watched some Counter-Strike, and it's time to go play some Counter-Strike. Get yourself on the pugs on faceit.com, and I don't know if I'll get home in time to see you there, but go enjoy some Counter-Strike. I hope you enjoyed the cast. We'll be back tomorrow, as always, with way more Counter-Strike action. So follow the channel, and I'll see you then.